Hello, everyone. How are you this beautiful Tuesday evening? Welcome back to the Queen of the Ring channel. I am Alex Lajas, and tonight we are watching Dark Side of the Ring. Folks, this is our fourth episode. This is our fourth night doing Dark Side of the Ring, and tonight's episode is all about Doink the Clown. Now, how many of you guys have witnessed the magic that is Doink the Clown? I guess magic is very loose, uh, using that loosely for tonight's episode. So I grew up in the new era of WWF, WWE, and I remember Doink the Clown. I specifically remember watching all of his, in your house matches and so forth. And I'm aware that maybe there were like two different Doink the Clowns, right? But tonight we're going to learn all about it, folks. So strap in, get your red shoes on and your nose clown noses on, I guess, and we are going to get started. We've got 3 minutes until the episode begins. Of course, if you haven't already, like this video, especially if you're watching this live, watch this video, of course, you're already watching it, but hit the like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That helps me get out there in terms of the algorithm, and people will learn about Dark Side of the Ring, and they could watch it with us and have their minds blown with us as well. But of course, if you guys are, if you would like to send any super chats, please feel free. Of course, I love to see it. However, I will say that I will be reading super chats in between commercial breaks. So just giving you guys a heads up for that, just because it's a better balance, a better flow for the live streams for all of us. But welcome in, friends. I do have to read this one comment from RJ Scrum. I've met Doink the Clown, Matt Bourne Doink. He signed some pictures for us. The dude was slobber-knockered, and smelled of booze. He's a lot taller in real life as well. Anyway, rest in peace, man. I'm sorry to laugh, but that is a funny way to put it. It's a funny way to put it, but yes, rest in peace, of course. So yeah, this does definitely looks like it's going to be another wild episode. And again, like, this is a subject where, the past few subjects with the Graham family and Magnum TA, I didn't know too much about them. And going into those episodes, it was really nice to like get the full story. It's one of those incidences where it's like you've heard the name, but you're not familiar entirely with the person. So those episodes were fascinating to watch. Now, going into this episode, tonight's episode about Doink the Clown, again, like I mentioned before in the beginning of the stream, I have watched Doink the Clown so much. Like, he was a part of my childhood. I remember it was Doink the Clown. What was it? It was Doink the Clown versus Bam Bam Bigelow, WrestleMania 10, I believe. That's a part of my childhood, that was a part of my childhood, watching WrestleManias and in your house matches and experiencing Doink the Clown. And like, I was younger and he was a clown, so he was terrifying but also intriguing in a way when I was a kid. So we are just about to begin, folks. It is 10 o'clock. Dark Side of the Ring is on. Let's get started with this episode. Any predictions? Do you guys know about Doink the Clown? Any info that you would like to share with us, just like RJ Scrum, let us know, of course, and we will definitely get to it. But without further ado, I say it's time to get down with the clown. All right, let's get started, folks. I love that it got Mick Foley for this one. I have never seen his face without face paint. He was on crack. Oh my god, he really was Krusty the Clown. What? Look at that mallet, dude. Where are they getting this footage? No, yeah, that's terrifying. I would be so terrified. I didn't know that. I like her. Bombastic side eye on that age difference. Foley is God. Is he wrestling in Tim's? Not that. Wrestling in Tim's is a choice. I mean, it is. So we saw last week with the Graham family. Oh. I can like see the clown on his face. Is that weird? Oh my God. Oh boy. Look at that mullet, Pritchard. That's fair. Yeah? You proud of your son? Hey! I love that he's still sticking to the gimmick, even with the intro. Like, oh, what's up, everybody? Oh, wow. Getting potatoed. The tough guy male toxic behavior. Here we go again. That's a common thing in Dark Side of the Ring. I wonder why. Yeah, this is all intense. I don't blame you. I don't blame you for fucking this dude up. This dude is drugged up. Why did you drag him to the door before? He's gonna gouge his eyes out? Drugged up, dude. Oh no. What is going to happen? Right. Oh shit. Oh, so we're just gonna cut to commercial break after that? We're just gonna cut to commercial break like, the guy's eye fell out of his socket. Anywho, here's a Ruffles commercial. Or a Lay's commercial. A whole 18 bag pack of chips commercial. Okay, definitely need to process this. But first, I will read out this super chat. Of course, the Willmeister. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for the $5. Very generous. Thank you so much. Again, guys, if you want to send a super chat, I will be reading the super chats during the commercial breaks, and we will be talking about our thoughts and our impressions so far. And my mind is, I don't even know where my mind is. It's always blown, but well, Meister, thank you so much. I was actually about to ask which Doink they're covering. By my count, there's at least four. Matt Bourne, Matt Osborne, Matt Bourne, Brooklyn Brawler. I did know Brooklyn Brawler was Doink the Clown. Viscera and Y2J. Really? Oh, yes, actually, I do know Y2J was Doink the Clown because wasn't he Doink the Clown? He dressed up as Doink the Clown going into, it was like a part of the feud that he had going into WrestleMania 17 with William Regal, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that right? I'm pretty sure, but yeah. They're covering Matt Bourne, the OG Doink. That's who they're covering. Well, Meister, thank you so much for that super chat. Very much appreciate it. Yeah. That was something definitely to process. Wow. That is something. Yes, definitely show food after an eye is popped out, right? I know. What is going on? They need to vet these commercials. Why are you showing food after some dude just kicked another dude's eye out of his socket? Anyway, here's Popeyes. Like, what is going on? Oh my God. I left out Ray Apollo. Oh, really? Ray Apollo? I guess they're covering Matt Bourne. I mean, they are. Yeah, it seems like. I'm sure they'll like mention the other Doink the Clowns as we process, we push through the episode. But yeah. So what a common theme in professional wrestling, especially back then in the 80s, where there's so much male toxicity and drugs, which I really don't think drugs is the issue. I mean, drugs is the issue, but there's a lot of therapy that they need to work out. Honestly, they need to go to a therapist and be like, hey, I got daddy issues and I'm a professional wrestler. Because the drugs definitely isn't helping the problem that's already occurring in his head, so to say. So there's that. Also, it's a theme all over almost every episode of throughout the whole seasons of Dark Side of the Ring with just drug abuse and whatnot. But anywho, let's get into this. It should have been a LASIK ad for sure. I mean, you were. You know how hard you have to kick somebody to do that, though? I mean, I don't because I've never tried, but yeah, that's fair. That's so dangerous. Oh, I was gonna say, is that a real bear? Oh, was that a real bear? I don't like that. I don't like that they used real bears. I don't like that. Of course he did. Of course he never came home. Great. Oh no. Terrifying. I love this origin story. Krusty the Clown. Oh, I played as Doink the Clown in the WrestleMania arcade game. I love the WrestleMania arcade game. It's my favorite wrestling video game. But even still, I was scared of him. I mean, I now that I'm older and I've watched The Simpsons, I can definitely see the the Krusty the Clown reference. Scunchy? Yeah, like I can hear from the WrestleMania arcade game Vince McMahon like Doink the Clown. And he did a good job with it. It's very scary. Originally, Krusty was supposed to be Homer. Really? Maybe I didn't know that. Oh, this mirror promo. I remember it. He is definitely the reason why I was scared of clowns for a while when I was growing up. Anyone else that's watching with us was scared of clowns because of Matt Bourne? He also reminded me of like any clown that appeared in Are You Afraid of the Dark, especially like the ghastly grinner. Oh my god, terrifying that there was two. Okay, so now we are officially in the Doink the Clown era. So what is everyone's favorite memory of Doink the Clown? I will say the what I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, I'm pretty sure it was Doink the Clown versus Bam Bam Bigelow at WrestleMania 10. That's one that definitely comes to mind. And also the WrestleMania arcade game. I will always remember playing as him and still being absolutely fucking terrified of him. Yeah, Doink the Clown was WWF's Pennywise. Essentially, yeah, he was. I guess WWF's Krusty the Clown at that too. So yeah, he did have some Joker vibes to him as well. Oh man, I feel like we're really gonna get into some dark shit. Uh oh boy, here we go. So Will Meister, again, thank you for the super chat. Highly appreciate it. You're so generous tonight. Thank you so much. I used to be scared of clowns when I was a kid, but a super cool babysitter found out and showed me it, which fixed. Wait, what? Your babysitter knew that you were scared of clowns, so then showed you it? That would have put the nail in the coffin for me. Like, what do you mean that helped you? How did it fix that? Thank you so much for the super chat. How did it fix that? I don't see how that would fix that. No way. Oh man. Doink was a pain in the arcade game. I do remember that. Oh man. Okay. So again, a very common theme that with drugs, heavily on drugs, and also that he was phenomenal in the ring, right? Like that's another common um theme in professional wrestling. Again, at this time of professional wrestling and with Dark Side of the Ring is that most of these guys and women at that too were so phenomenal in their role in the professional wrestling business that they were so phenomenal, but it was just such an unfortunate time for them to be in the professional industry because again drugs and painkillers and what we know now of taking care of your bodies and like, taking care of your minds was absolutely non-existent back then, and to just hone in on this persona, and it seemed like he went pretty method with it, not so much method, but he really like was committed to the gimmick and committed to the character, and he clearly was. I mean, he was terrifying, and he I think Doink the Clown, again, if you grew up in the 90s, you grew up in that new era of WWE at the time, like you remember Doink the Clown, and he was so colorful and vibrant too, so it was hard to really miss him. And as a kid watching that, you definitely remember the clown gimmick, you know. But Will Meister, again, thank you so much for the super chat. Speaking of Pennywise, my favorite memories of Doink was when he turned heel, creepy theme, promos and sewers, that face, good stuff. Good stuff indeed. And we are back with the episode. All right. Woo! Oh, so he got fired because of drugs again. I mean, oh, poor babe. I love that she said he's bitching. What? Yeah, no, fuck that. What the hell? He grabbed her with the child in her arms and the child went flying. Holy shit. 8 fucking days? I can barely stay up for 12 hours sometimes. Oh, who is it? There we go, Ray Apollo. I remember Dink. Oh, that's sad. Yeah, he had issues. I mean, I feel like that's an understatement, probably. Oh, so he's a fucking scumbag. Got it. That's coke rage. How is this guy so strong? I actually didn't know that he was in WCW. Or ECW, sorry. ECW. Yeah. Of course Vince did. And he helped create it. He's doing a good job with the character. Where's the other two kids? I would understand that they didn't want to be a part of this, though. What is that? Chucky from Rugrats. I'm sorry. That Chucky mascot is nightmare fuel. Oh boy. All right. So, I mean, again, the themes. So, I mean, he got fired because of drugs, and his attitude towards it is, well, what do you expect from an addict? That's me. So, he wasn't even willing to change himself, which again, with addicts, like it is truly a disease with addicts, right? Like there's no comprehension in their head that what they're doing and what they're consuming into their bodies is damaging not only their lives but the lives of their loved ones. So it's very hard to for an addict to come to their own terms that they need to change and they need to clean up. But again, nobody was doing that for him ever. I'm sure probably his wives that he's had tried to, but nobody in the business tried. Vince McMahon didn't try, which did we really think he was going to try? No. He didn't try. Nobody else that he worked with actually tried, and and I wouldn't be surprised too that they were just intimidated by him, and they were like, "Dude, that's someone you don't fuck with. I'm not gonna fuck with that dude, and I'm not gonna tell that dude that he needs to clean up." But oh man, this is so sad. But you know what? Man, he tried his best with the gimmick, especially in ECW, but Pastel, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you guys. Thank you for all the super chats tonight. It touches my heart. It touches my soul. Don't know what kind of deal Heyman had, but WKBS for A48 would play heel promos from ECW at random times. Bill Nye goes to commercial and it's heel Doink promos. So Heyman had a deal with a cable channel to play heel promos from ECW during commercial breaks. Is that what it is? I guess I wouldn't even know how to go about that, but that's a thing I didn't know until now. Really? Wow. Yeah, I didn't know he was in ECW. Yeah, dude, this guy is the Incredible Hulk. Cause what is he doing? Like, okay, the first story of him trying to gouge somebody's eyes out and then he just repeatedly kept going back. This guy is wild. All right, we're back on, guys. Yeah, no, he did get violent. Couldn't tell. I mean, love is addicted too. Why is he always going after somebody's eye, though? Good for you, girl. Oh, 2010. He's still doing the Doink the Clown gimmick. Not White Plains, New York. Oh, yeah, because he didn't like him since back in the day. Mick Foley. Oh my god, that eye. It's so graphic. Who's this girl? Oh, she's got the mallet. At least she admits she's crazy. Not the Facebook connection. Why do they think Connie killed him? What? How did Connie kill him? I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch that back with Connie and how she like was just like, "Yep, I was with him, so you know, I dated him. We were both crazy." That's actually a red flag. That's actually a red flag right there, where she was like, "I mean, we were both crazy." Girl, he was an addict and on like a fucking another psychological level. What's your definition of your crazy? What? What is happening? Also, the balls on this man to take out a 30-year vendetta out on, maybe like Mick Foley said, like the number one person, and maybe the number one person in the business that you just don't fuck with in that regard. The fact that he probably took that booking and knew that he was going to fight Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He was like, you know what? I'm going to take this booking and I'm going to make it into a shoot. And he did. And Hacksaw, like, thankfully, in that year especially, like, he was like, no, brother, like, if you want to go, we can fucking go. And then he did go to the parking lot, to his car, and drove away. Yeah, he only took that booking for that. 1000% he took that booking for just that alone. What the hell, dude? Okay, no, like, I feel like we need extra time. The next 15 minutes, no commercial break. I need to know what the hell this Connie situation is. Do you guys think that Connie killed him? Maybe. Maybe he did. But I do have to say, shout out to the women that just bounced. Because again, it's very hard when you're in that position, especially when you have kids and you're dealing with domestic violence. It is very hard for you to leave a relationship like that. It is not easy, especially when you know this person is addicted, so addicted to drugs and alcohol, where you know that there's someone inside him that loves you and that doesn't want to harm you, but that they are, because of their anger, because of the pain that they're going through after years of wrestling, their drug abuse and the alcoholism. Like, I understand that mindset, but I do have to give, like, kudos to the women that just straight up bounced. Again, that's very hard to do, and they left before they something awful happened. Dude, he easily took somebody's eye out from a kick, and like, he beat the hell out of his last ex-wife. So much, so bad, where she remember him coming home, she must have blinked and then she was in the hospital and she couldn't open her eyes for what, a week, 2 weeks, and she had a broken nose. Like, I that's good on them. Honestly, good on them for leaving. And that's something that we should really start applauding more. All right, we're back. Fucking Connie Cook. Connie did it. He was bruised? What? And she didn't do anything? Oh, they're questioning him. Or her, sorry. That's a lie. But how is like two reports gonna lie about it? Yeah, no, she did it. Guys, she did it. She did it. Oh, yeah, we're gonna start crying? Cue the waterworks, Connie Cook. Yeah, I'm sure. But how did she know that from WWF? Oh, well, I guess they went back. No, you didn't. I don't believe that Connie loves him, but I believe the other one, who is it, Michelle? The second wife? Loves him. She talks about him like she loves him. This this woman killed him, man. Okay, so first of all, super fucking sus. Super fucking sus. The fact that you knew he wasn't good all night, and there was a possibility that you should have called the ambulance and take him to the hospital. I truly believe that she probably mixed something together and he drank it and then she died in that way, because remember, he told his second wife, what is his second wife's name again? I forget his second wife's name. Was it Michelle? I'm not sure, but he was on the phone with her the night before and told her that he was leaving Connie. Connie probably got upset and fucking went furious. Remember what she said? She was like, "Oh, but we were both crazy." Yeah, Connie? What kind of fucking definition of crazy are you? Like, I'm gonna poison my fucking boyfriend slash husband and he's gonna die kind of fucking crazy? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And how is it that there's two reports that say that you woke up at 6:30 in the morning and you saw that he was foaming at the mouth? The thing is that she, in this interview right now, she's saying, "Oh, well, Michelle, thank you so much, Joseph." So in this interview, she was like, "Oh, uh, stuff was coming out of his mouth." Girl, if you're that traumatized, you will know exactly what was coming out of his mouth. She said stuff. If he was foaming at the mouth, then she would have said, "Oh, he was foaming at the mouth." But she downplayed it and said, "Oh, stuff was coming out of his mouth and it was like gross and disgusting and I told him to clean it up. And so then I went to bed." But then she says that she called her friend that was in Nashville, put the phone in his face, and she was like, "He's probably dying." And she went back to sleep. Anywho, Junkyard Dog. That's next week's episode. Again, Coke stories. Yo, Connie killed him. I'm sorry. Yeah, went to bed for another 2 fucking hours. Are you kidding me? Ugh. Mm. Yeah, as a mother, that's tough. Mm. Yeah, it does seem like he had a lot going for him. Yeah. I think Mick Foley really summed that up well. Oh, Oh, the little action figure on the table. He really did, though. He did a really great job with Doink the Clown. An absentee dad for like 4 kids. Shut the fuck up, Connie. Oh. Oh. That was a that was probably a good way to end it with his daughter. Man, what a story. Especially like what a story for someone for an individual that was so a part of my childhood as Doink the Clown. What a freaking story. Okay, so great job again. Highly agree. Great job again from Dark Side of the Ring, from the crew of Dark Side of the Ring. Yet another great episode. A good episode of getting to know the subject and really like opening the door backstage of who that person actually was. I would say he was great. I mean, he was really great because seeing the footage, like even like the last bit of the episode, seeing that footage of him at, I believe it was the Canadian wrestling promotion where he's on the floor with the leather jacket. Like even in that promo, it's like, whoa, you're doing a really good job. Which it's not to say that he wasn't, but before, but like he was still committed to the gimmick and he was still like that gimmick was pretty much his baby at that point, right? Because yes, he was very good before he entered the WWF, but while he was in the WWF, he did help create that character. So I could understand that he was so dedicated to that character. And at that point, he was famous because of that character. But he knew what to do with Doink the Clown. And he knew, and even to the day that he died. It's just, again, another story in professional wrestling industry, especially in the 80s and the early 90s, where drugs was an issue and they were neglected. They were neglected by, I would say, other wrestlers. I'm sure other wrestlers have tried to save him, but also like the fact that he was addicted to drugs and the company that he worked for, the companies rather that he worked for never helped him out. And they were like, you're a liability, you're fired. Woo! Well, yeah, I think we all should go and play WrestleMania the arcade game in honor of Doink the Clown. Also, Connie Cook did that. I'm so convinced that Connie killed him. So convinced. I am behind on the family that, thinks that Connie did it. Absolutely. Why is she so sus? Why is she so sus? Anywho, another good episode, and I do have to say thank you guys so much for joining me for tonight's Dark Side of the Ring. This was this was yet again another wild ride, but again, opening our perspective a little bit more on an individual that we may not have known a lot of, and now we do. So we learn about the individual, but I think it's so much more important to learn about the people that were in his life and the people that he loved and that loved him as well, to see the real human that he was outside of the face paint. So, really, really great episode. Shout out to Dark Side of the Ring crew. Always killing it, always delivering fantastic episodes. And I want to thank you guys again for joining me. If you haven't already, click that thumbs up. Click that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification so you know when there will be another Dark Side of the Ring stream. And I will see you guys next week. Of course, thank you guys so much for joining. And I will see you very, very soon.